What's poppin', y'all? The scariest woman in the industry is for sure Daphne Joy, 50 Cent's baby mama, and Diddy's former escort or S-worker, one of his freak-off attendees. And the reason why I say this is 100% honesty. I am terrified of this lady because she is such a manifestation of evil that I could not even compare. So the most recent thing to happen with her is her doing this academics interview that got age restricted within an hour on YouTube. And the clips were going crazy though. And academics' interview with her was so successful that now she is getting opportunities that she never had prior.
Which I think it turned out pretty good. I think the whole internet liked it. So I did the interview with Daphne Joy. By the way, Daphne on my line. I ain't gonna lie, chat. Like, anyway, she's been thanking me nonstop. She said, "Ak, you took my virginity." That's what she's saying, not me. She's saying, "Ak, you took my virginity from being out there in the media." She's like, she got a couple more interviews coming up. I don't know if it'll be a special like the one with Big Ak, but also I see she's hosting a club this week. Yo, this is crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie. She's hosting a club in Houston, gang. I kid you not, bro. Yo, Daphne Joy is hosting a club in Houston. Watch this. I got to show y'all. You know, I think, I think she completely got into it. And she's like, "F it, man," you know? Yeah. So
So here she is. She's getting paid to host club hostings in Houston, Texas. Now, Houston, Texas is one of the most lit cities, and this is exactly where she wants to be. With all the other poppin' rappers that are going to be spending a bunch of money, they're going to make a bag off of her showing up. I mean, Houston clubs are already charging people disgusting prices just to get in. I don't know what's going on in Houston. Like, yo, what's so poppin' over there? I remember that people used to talk about Houston like well over 10 years ago about like, oh, strip clubs and all that, because apparently some dudes like going to a strip club and having the musk of these strippers falling on their food. I don't know why. They want sweat flakes on there. I don't even understand. But we're deviating a little bit too much. One thing that I was wondering was how the hell did this interview get set up? Because Daphne Joy, she wasn't saying anything to anybody. And I'm guessing she was offered some money by Vlad to do an interview, but academics would reveal how the interview got set up, and this is where things got scary.
Crazy, right? Yeah, nah. Or you think Fifth is gonna kill me? If I put Fifth baby moms, like, by the way, this got nothing to do with Fifth. We did not mention Fifth. Let me give you a little bit more details on how. So she approached me for the interview. I said, yes, I do it. She can't. So this was her parameters. Her parameters was, hey, listen, don't really want to talk about the case. She also said she didn't want to. It doesn't have to be I'm a victim. She says, I don't want to be seen as a victim. That was a talking point given to me. She does not want to be seen as a victim. And at first, she says she was open. She greenlit. She says any type of conversation, she's like.
So this makes sense. The important thing here is she reached out to academics, or her and her team reached out to academics. Keep in mind that Daphne Joy's initial statement after the tape got leaked was the following. Everybody plays the fool sometime, and I've been the biggest fool. I just wanted my man at the time to be happy and satisfied. I wanted to fulfill all his desires, even if that meant breaking my own boundaries. I deeply loved him, and I believed he loved me too. It's still so painful for me to process the harsh reality and truth of that relationship. But as time passes and in my quiet moments, I realize that it was far from love. Keep in mind, she's painting herself as the victim here, and that this wasn't anything close to love. The recent leak was a tape I never consented to being filmed on. I was blackmailed by the person in the video and was threatened that if I didn't give him the lump sum that he would leak it. Blah, 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 blah. And keep in mind, she says, it took me all day to find the courage to rewatch my Having to watch this tape was triggering and painful because only I knew the inner turmoil and pressures I felt in those moments. I was not and was never in my right mind throughout the entirety of that relationship. Seeing myself so lost is excruciating. I just want to hold that girl, keep in mind she was a grown woman, she was in her 30s at this time, and get her out of there and tell her that wasn't love and she didn't need to do this for love. My heart is breaking as I type this. So she's painting this out to her. She was a victim. She didn't want any parts of this, and people weren't buying this at all because even when she was testifying during the case, 50 Cent was already calling her an S worker. He was like, oh, you little S worker, because she had betrayed him. And when she was on the stand for the Diddy case, she says that she was with Diddy for 4 years, that she would sleep with Diddy every time she saw him. They would take ecstasy, and she would take Molly. She took $10,000 for a 9-day trip to Turks and 6 days in the Bahamas, and she always had child care on the ready for her and 50 Cent's son when it came down to hanging out with Diddy. And she already knew that Diddy hated 50 Cent and 50 Cent hated Diddy before they even got into a relationship and before they started dating. And she painted herself as this victim in that courtroom. And once again, she painted herself as this victim when it came down to the tape just leaking. And then she switches everything up completely in this clip with academics.
Without getting too specific or anything.
Yeah.
Where are you these days on those type of issues in terms of how you feel about any relationships you've had previous or any situations or where you're at now?
Right. It feels really good to have my peace right now. I feel really free. I feel like I just feel really free. I'm at peace. I'm just listening to my own mind and like my own thoughts. And I'm just like the captain of my own ship right now. So that feels really good. But of course, it's funny you bring this up because, my heart pulls a lot and I'm very nostalgic and, sometimes I'll just be driving and like my heart will pull a bit and, it's just natural. Right. So yeah, of course I have those missing feelings for sure, because you have that bond. You can never erase that bond or that, that chemistry that you had. And you, at some points you feel like, damn, like this person's probably the only person who really deeply understood me, or like I really deeply feel connected to. And like, will I ever find someone like that again? And so you kind of like miss it in like really random moments, even like random conversations with strangers. You're just like, I don't know, you just jog back like, this person doesn't get me, or you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, of course.
This is harrowing. She goes from saying that she wants to hold that little girl 3 days earlier, not even 5 business days, 3 days earlier, 72 hours damn near, to saying that that's the only person that ever understood me. So she's cycled through, she's running in circles. And if this doesn't terrify you, like, this is the thing. People will see this and say, man, I want her, after just seeing her move so deviously. So this is a succubus. This is one of those things that they talk about in mythology. And they say, like, what is a succubus? And we're going to pull up the AI overview from Google definition. It says, a mythological female demon that seduces men in their sleep. And well, really, it puts them into a sleep because it's like she's doing this hypnosis. Like you can see it with academics, even though he is playing it up a little bit, obviously, to feed on their energy or life force. Over time, encounters with these entities often come to serve as medieval explanations for sleep paralysis and terrifying nightmares. Well, it's not even nightmares. Your life becomes a terror when dealing with somebody like this. Like, look at Diddy. She was testifying against him. Meanwhile, that other Asian woman has been zip-lipped the entire time. She disappeared when she was supposed to get subpoenaed, and she's probably getting paid currently right now to just raise their kid because they had a kid recently as well. I think during this whole trial or right before the trial. But this lady, even academics would give her some more credit about why she's winning.
Yo, y'all go watch that convo with me and Daphne join, man. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Y'all know me. I'm anti-tricking. Okay, I'm not doing none of that. Never. It's not happening. I'm not coming off $1. You feel me? But I ain't gonna lie. That's the first time I like talk to a chick. Yo, bro, she's a pro. Like, I see why she got 50, Diddy, all of them. She almost got me. Like, yo, almost like logged into my account and sent her some bread. Like, yo, let's get this going on. Where's the contract? I'm gonna send a deposit right now. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Yo, hey, all y'all chicks that be trying to get some bread out of y'all gotta go watch that Daphne Joy chick. She got a way to talk to. She make you feel all good inside it. If you ugly, she make you feel like you cute. You got a little schmedium schmeat. Like, she gonna make you feel like you got that, you know what I mean? That that Titanic. Like, this is crazy. Special chick, man.
This is the crazy thing. The fact that she's able to do this just goes to show you that 50 Cent was completely right. You need to be an S worker to be able to manipulate at this high of a level. And you see, it's not even just academics, right? You see everybody in the comments switching up and saying like, damn, man, I really mess with her. Dog, 3 days ago, she was saying she was a victim, and now she's saying they had soul ties. What are you talking about? And she said that wasn't filmed with her consent, and she just posted and deleted that. And now she has a rollout for her OF. Like, she was trying to paint herself as this, oh, I was a victim, I'm not really like that. Now she's rating D's and talking about like size doesn't matter and all this other stuff. And even the worst part about this is she shows up at Adam 22 a day later. So she's doing the OF world tour. She's definitely trying to run her numbers up. Do I think she's going to hop on camera and get cracked by Adam and with his wife? No, I don't think that's the case. She's probably going to do their podcast. She's not going to have another tape. I don't think she's going to do something like that because that would tank her stock right now. Her stock is trying to get another person to take care of, but I don't really think she needs anybody else. At this point in time, she has the masses of tricks. So she's got 100,000 tricks that'll give her $100 each versus one Diddy that would give her maybe a couple $100,000, right? So she's going to have money coming in left and right. Although I do think her taste is a lot more expensive than that. So I think she's going to double dip with her 100,000 tricks and she's going to go for some big fish at the same time. But I see an individual, a lady like this, and I want to run in the opposite direction. I don't want to be in the same aura field, force field, same room. I'd be terrified. And you should be terrified too, because look, Diddy is behind bars, not because of this woman, but you can see the major contrast between her and Cassie. And I'm not saying Cassie didn't do some evil stuff herself. She did, for sure. But Cassie, she changed up everything. Cassie was in a relationship with Diddy for forever. She did the whole toxic thing with Kid Cudi. But after that, she was like, okay, I'm done with this life. She got herself some loser, like with all due respect. Like she saw him as a loser. She FaceTimed him while she went back to Diddy and was getting cracked by Diddy in another freak off. So she saw him as a loser. She gets with this guy. She marries him. She has several children with him and they're still together. And you don't see Cassie trying to get attention on social media. You don't see Cassie trying to release any more music. She got her settlement money and she 180'd in her life. Right here, a Daphne Joy, she's done over a 900. This is like prime Tony Hawk when he first did that world record trick, the 900 spinning multiple times. That's what Daphne Joy is doing. Goes from victim to actually, I'm willing to use my body and all this stuff for money, to back to victim, to I'm willing to use my body for money. So these are two stark different people in Cassie and Daphne Joy. But hey, people are going to go for Daphne. They're going to go for both of them regardless. Yeah, this lady is giving a master class right now on getting tricks to pay up. Really, what she should be doing is getting a piece out of all of these OF chicks and telling them how to talk on camera and get themselves into these rooms. But that would be too powerful for most of these OF chicks and these new age. If they had the level of sorcery or witchcraft, sorcery is the male one, isn't it? If they had the level of witchcraft that this lady has, NBA players would be going broke in half the time. NFL players would be going broke in half the time. Like, they already go broke off of tricking and overspending. They'd go broke in the middle of their career while they're still making all of the money, as opposed to a couple of years after they retire. But yeah, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments. Don't you think it's disgusting, actually? Like, this is an individual who is a good example of, there are real situations where coercion, I guess you could say, or somebody feels forced or stuck in a situation, and they change and they feel the regret about it. And they're like, damn, like I shouldn't have done that. And it's almost like she's making fun of them because with her level of manipulation, she was never stuck in any situation. Cassie was more stuck than she was. Yeah, actually, like to add on to the OF World Tour thing, it's clear that at some point in time, after she was putting together these statements, she got with some sort of OF management team or something like that that convinced her and told her, hey, look, we're going to organize this press run for you. And what better press than to do academics first? So she was even able to manipulate academics into kickstarting her OF World Tour, which I don't know if he knew that that was going to be their plan or he just thought like, hey, this is a good moment. It is a good moment for him because he's interviewing 50 Cent's baby mama and he's interviewing Diddy's act and he covered this case. So it makes sense for him to interview her. And the way that he interviewed, and keep in mind the questions that they told him not to ask, it's tailored to make her look a certain way. And it worked because she came out of this interview just looking at the replies. I'm the only one that thinks that's terrified of her after this. This was like a horror movie watching it. It's like I always say, man, the devil's not going to come in the form of somebody that's scary looking. It's going to come like this. This is what the devil looks like. Metaphorically speaking, of course. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.